What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We are your hosts, the Distorted Theorist, and we just came out of seeing Alien Romulus at Cineplex in St. John's, Newfoundland. But before I throw it over to you, because I know you want to talk about this, it's his jam. As always, if you guys love our reviews and want to support our channel, please just take the time to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, because there's a lot of more reviews coming in the pipe. Peter, you've been talking about this movie, you've been doing the trailer reactions. Thoughts?
For a movie that I was not aware of being made until the first trailer dropped. Like I had heard rumors of that there was going to be a new Alien movie. There's an Alien universe being built on with Ridley Scott's production company, Scott Free. There's a new show coming up for FX called Alien Earth. I don't get it. But anyways, this was something that it was special because the Alien movies have been host to something that has easily been my nightmares since I was 8. So this is coming on 30 years now.
We were walking into watch this movie together, and it's probably one of the very few, if not only, horror movies I've got to experience with you. And I know that you always hate the jump scares.
Besides Smile.
Yeah, but I don't even think we were sat next to each other because we weren't really doing the channel then.
It wasn't great.
You got spooked a few times in this one.
Well, because... So this is the one thing that I will say about Alien Romulus. It is a fantastic movie. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. I enjoyed it. It hits all of the tropes. So there's moments where you're like, Now they do take some of those tropes and extend them a little bit, and they go off in different directions that are still work well with the movie. Because we're in 2024 now, so they can do a lot more than they couldn't do in 1979.
And that was one of the first things that stood out. Is like, ooh, the advancement in technology is really doing this series wonders, or this franchise wonders.
But not even so much as in CGI, because Fede Alvarez is a lot. There's a lot of practical effects, and this was just what makes this movie so visceral.
Okay, let me say this right away. If you can afford and have the capabilities to go to see this in IMAX or whatever is better than IMAX out there, and we have the best for us is IMAX, go do it, because from the moment this movie starts, it was like a minute of silence, and yet I was just being drawn in. It was like you were in space floating yourself, and then all the creepy crawlies, all the acids, all the drools and everything, you hear everything in this. I'm telling you right now, go get the best experience that way.
The sound of IMAX, you felt it in your seats. It wasn't D-box
in my gut even. It was like,
and I did have moments where I was like, must go faster, go faster.
And I even told you that while we were watching it. There was a couple scenes, there's some gravity related things, obviously during space, and the camera does a twist or a turn or a quick jolt, and I literally got that school bus going over a hump feeling where I was like, whoa, butterfly, okay, settle back down.
The movie does do jump scares. There are moments where there's
I felt you.
Yeah, and everyone did especially with the first one that happens. I'm not going to tell you when and what it is, but it does get to you. And again, it's a special movie. It's a return to form for the Alien franchise, and it all ties in. I'm not going to say what movies that this does tie into, but this is a return to form for the Alien movies for sure. The movie takes place between Alien and Aliens. There's a reason why we've heard in Aliens, it's just another bug hunt. Why do we know that? There are certain references that are made in the movie that tie in to all the other ones for some reason, but it is still its own standalone film. It's going to do well in the Alien Xenomorphia mythos. It's done well.
It's a great addition.
Yes, and they did a good job handing the reins over to Fede Alvarez. Can I say who the cast is? No, because I don't know who they are.
But I got to tell you something about this. Speaking of a cast that I don't know any names of,
they did well.
The AI guy, I was impressed by his acting. I was like, dude, that dude's method acting right now. Okay, just the way that he blinked and everything. I was actually believe you were watching a cyborg, I guess is the terminology we're going to use. On top of that, I don't know who did the score for this, but I did catch myself all those like whoom, whoom. I was like, and the running scene, you know what I'm talking about, right?
The score would definitely work well for this.
They did something good there, special. Like you said, the xenomorphs, I'm assuming was a lot of practical effects. It almost looked like it was like stunt actors in suits. I'm thinking because it did not look CGI.
That it was being pulled out of the wall, and there were
Yeah.
like, not actors necessarily. There was in some aspects you could tell there was CGI, but there were also like robots.
And one of the things that I guess not necessarily negative, but one thing I was worried about in the beginning was the movie does start off building you to get to know your characters, feel for your characters, and I was like, okay, when are the aliens coming? But I also noticed that when the Alien franchise kicks into gear, it does not stop. It just keeps going, and then you get what you want, 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 and we were grabbing each other a little bit, being like, whoa. It gives you the goosebumps. I had a couple like shivers. I don't know.
But enough about that. we can't keep talking about this.
You want to give your review, don't you?
Well, I do, because it's what I wanted.
Okay.
But I would give this.
What are you thinking?
I mean, because of the tropes that like it was predictable in certain areas. I would give this 8.7, 8.8.
8.8. Okay.
Solid film.
Close to what I was going to get it, because at the end of the movie I was starting to think about my review and whatever. I went to this film as someone who watched the Alien movies probably once every movie, enjoyed them. You're more of the fan, so I knew your rating was going to be a little higher. I took this a little bit more for a movie about aliens, knowing some of the lore. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 because if I was a more franchise heavy, was deep into it like yourself, I probably would have gave it more, but I took it a bit more face value for someone who may be watching this that's just going to go with their buddies who also want to see it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for our review for Alien Romulus here at St. John's Cineplex. As always, if you want to support the channel, we do appreciate it. Just take a second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, because we only going up from here. And with that, I am the real Jussy.
I'm still sweating, and like we always say around here,
keep it real.